Good early morning, 3:30 here at Fox 9. I'm meteorologist Jared-Peipenburg. Still tracking this big winter storm, but we are nearing the tail end of the snow. It's still falling some places, but we do have multiple advisories and warnings in effect out there. Highlighting those quickly, the purple is our winter storm warning, where the heavier snow still coming down in some places, although the accumulating snow is starting to kind of come to an end. Otherwise, north central Minnesota, travel's tough. Still may have some light snow kind of blowing and drifting in a few open areas up near Brainerd, where we have winter weather advisories. Those are those blue shaded areas where we're just not expecting as much snow, but still impacting travel. Up in northern Wisconsin, the blizzard warning, that's just for very strong winds that are going with the very heavy snow. So blizzard warnings up across the north, and then wind advisories down across the southern counties of Minnesota and off into Wisconsin. That's kind of that light tan shaded area. That's until 3 o'clock this afternoon, but all of us are going to have a very blustery day, and it is kind of blowing that snow around slightly as it's coming down. The good news about yesterday from that rain transitioning over to snow was a heavy wet snow, so as it's falling, it was just sticking on everything, even though it's been very windy. So it won't be blowing and drifting a whole lot, although in some open areas it may just do that slightly now as temperatures have cooled on down. Still snowing around kind of the surrounding the Twin Cities and across Wisconsin, then up across the north as well. Give you a quick little radar tour here. The metro has had just kind of some waves of snow, but it just kind of looks like we're nearing the tail end of any of the accumulating snow. So it's going to be minor now for the next couple of hours as some of these, I'll just call them like snow showers or periods of light snow passes on by. Up north in northern parts of Wisconsin, northern parts of Minnesota, still some snow, but it's closer to kind of Lake Superior area that we're seeing those heavier snows. Southeastern Minnesota from Red Wing down to Rochester, we'll have kind of these periods of light snow kind of passing on by, and a lot of that just is really not going to do much more than just kind of be a nuisance and maybe just keep those roads a little bit slick in some places. There's a view over the metro over the past few hours where you can see the snow has been just kind of having periods of snow to light snow at times. All right, Futurecast brings us snow out of here over the next few hours. Here's 5 a.m. with Futurecast as we head toward the 7:30, 8 o'clock hour throughout the morning. So folks commuting, it's going to be tough travel. Heading into work, kids going to school, sending them off to the bus stop, or even taking the kids to daycare. The roads are going to be slick. Residential or even the main roads, those road crews are out there though. I was driving into work at very early hours this morning at 1 o'clock in the morning, and they're out there, although they were just starting, and some of those roads were still pretty difficult. They're likely going to improve from that time frame, but it's still going to be pretty icy out there, and this wind is not helping out today. Staying cold, staying below that freezing mark, and a strong northwesterly breeze. So any of that light snow that's still falling right now, that might be just kind of blowing around at the surface and just keeping it just not the most friendly day, we'll say. Tomorrow, a little quieter one. It'll be breezy out there on Thanksgiving, but it won't be as windy as what we have going on right now. Where gusts at the airport just hit 44 in the past hour, 40 Wilmer, 40 New Ulm. So the strongest winds in southern Minnesota. Up north, still really windy, just not as windy as down south right now with this big pressure change with this low passing on by. Eventually, these strongest wind gusts will translate eastward throughout the day, meaning that Wisconsin will be dealing with the strongest wind gusts after lunchtime. It's still going to be very windy midday into the afternoon for us. Basically, our daylight hours are very windy, but then tonight, those winds start to back off. Tomorrow, there's still going to be a wind out there, just nothing like today. So tomorrow's wind's pretty close to 15 miles per hour, pretty steady it looks like. So that's a breeze, just nothing like gusting to 44. All right, snow potential out there. This is kind of the way things were lining up. So north central Minnesota, the reports around Brainerd, I've seen around 6, 7. That was from 9 o'clock last night. The snow's kind of tapered off since then, but we'll get more reports as the morning wears on. And Twin Cities, just think the north metro is still lining up to likely see a little bit more as you head up north, and then the south metro doesn't look like we've picked up as much. We may end up being closer to that 1 to 3. So what's on our minds? Snow is ending this morning. There may be a few snow showers lingering from 7 to 9 a.m., but that's not really going to be doing much more than it's just lightly snowing and blowing around, but windy all day, which is going to make travel tough across areas. It's going to be very tough travel from north to south. So anyone traveling home or traveling someplace, it's going to be tough going out there, and it's just going to be breezy and cold, but a quiet Thanksgiving. 29 for today. Snow ends early and then just staying very windy. There may be some minor blowing and drifting out there, although it's going to be just kind of blowing. When you're driving, I grew up near Highway 12, so you're thinking on just west of Litchfield, heading to Wilmer or something like that. Just picture those those open fields on the north side of a road where that wind can just kind of blow, maybe that light snow that just fell over the past couple of hours, that might be just kind of blowing just continually across some of the roads today. So enough that just keeps those roads pretty icy. That's the way I picture it, not the drifting heavier snow to be expected. Your Thanksgiving forecast though, 27 for tomorrow, cold and breezy. Those feels like temperatures maybe around 10 to 15. So just plan accordingly for your travel out there. Don't forget that winter survival kit you can put together and just keep it handy here as we're going to stay pretty cold through the weekend into early next week. Actually looks really cold as we head toward Sunday and Monday as we finish out the month and head into December. So we'll have another update coming up here in about 10 minutes if you're just joining us and you just missed that. So at 3:45. In the meantime, we'll take a little break, see if there's anything new out there with snowfall reports, and I'll be back at 3:45.